Alright everyone, it's time for Vermont Issues, episode 32. The Vermont State Fair has improved. I didn't actually go to it to go on rides or anything like that, but it sort of milled around and also got some fair food. The last couple of Vermont State Fairs that we had in this state were a literal joke. 2015 was like, I went and there was basically nothing there. Most of the rides weren't there. Most of the vendors weren't there. Most of the animals weren't there. It was very, very small. People were like, well, this is a joke. And I think that, if I remember correctly, I think they upped the cost of admission and took away free day too. So it was a joke. And if you looked at the ratings for it on any platform, people knew that it was a joke. It was something that you would go to if you had some little kids. Maybe you went and they could ride the few rides that were there and have a couple hours of fun, but ultimately it was worthless. Last year, 2016, it was slightly better. There was a little bit more there. They made an attempt to reform it. And like a 1-star rating went to a 2-star rating. That is, it was still pretty bad compared to what it had been in the past, but it was better than it had been. It was functioning. This year, it seems to be widely agreed upon that it's improved substantially. It's got new people managing the Vermont State Fair. A lot of the stuff that hadn't been there before came back. It's still smaller and it's running for fewer days, but in this transitional period, next year will probably be pretty good. If they improve it at the same rate, it'll be wonderful. It'll be like the fair used to be. Because I can remember, like when I was a little kid, you'd go there, it was massive, and it continued to be that way. It was consistently good every single year up until 2015, and I think they had, if I remember correctly, a disagreement with a lot of the people there. They wanted to dick around with the cost, with what had been free admission day, and so forth. And a lot of people didn't show up, or a lot of people showed up at first, and then they're like, where the fuck is everything? then they went home, and it was basically a ghost town for days on end. It was an embarrassment, because Rutland often has a lack compared to like Burlington or something like that. That is, there's a lot more to do, generally speaking, up in the Burlington area, north of Middlebury. Once you get past Virgins, that's where the party's at. Rutland has the state fair and a bunch of bars. If we don't have the state fair, it's like, oh, you might as well go drink, and that's not something you're taking your kids to if you're sane. So as far as family attractions, some tourism, a good boost to local business, it's all about the Vermont State Fair, and it had a legendary status, been running for half of forever. I think we're talking about literally the 1800s. When we're talking about its length, or the really dawn of the 1900s. So to see it fall on hard times, it was sad. It was a joke to the community, because it's something that people here take pride in. Now it's getting better. Not perfect, there's still some stuff to do. But it's solvent. It seems that it was much more pleasing to the people who were actually participating, like they bring their attractions there to show off. They had like a tropical bird thing, and the usual animals, the sort of petting zoo and the bumper cars and the Ferris wheel and stuff. So it's pretty good. It's sort of a small town fair, but it has a lot more in it than some small town fairs do. Specifically because for a long time it was under sane management. When that broke down, it became a problem. So yeah, it's gotten better, and I can't wait till next year. Hopefully it'll be as full and fleshed out as it was before 2015, when things, again, kind of went south. It was sad. Oh, it was, I should have gone and taken a bunch of pictures of everyone being miserable. It's like, oh, hey kids, we're going to go walk around here and do absolutely, butt-fuck nothing for several hours and then leave and be bitter, and you'll all cry, and it'll be a miserable day because you remember that the fair used to be fun. Now it's improved at least somewhat, and the fair food's always good. You get your cotton candy, get some hot dogs and a bloomin' onion. I'm partial to the bloomin' onions. It's like, it's way better than onion rings, honestly, because the inside is still kind of soft and oniony, as opposed to just being nothing but breading. So it's really good. You dip it in some honey mustard or some ketchup or both. That's where it's at. But if you scarf down the whole thing at once, you might get a little bit of indigestion, so take it easy. Unless you're washing it down with beer or something, I guess. So you can poop it back out. You can poop it back out later without any problems. I'm sure there are a lot of people doing that too. But yeah, it's pretty good. And the food was, of course, as usual, quite yummy. That's about all. Peace out.